In a world that often values loudness over substance, where we are encouraged to seek attention and validation through constant noise, we sometimes forget the profound power of subtlety and silence. Imagine walking into a room and, without uttering a word, commanding attention through a quiet presence that resonates deeply. This is the power of being silently attractive, a state where your authenticity, virtues, and character draw others in without needing to shout or perform. The ancient Stoics understood this well, for they taught that true strength comes from within and that living in accordance with one's values cultivates a natural magnetism. The habits we will explore in this video are not just tips for improving social interactions. They are lifelong practices grounded in the wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that has endured for millennia because of its timeless truths about human nature and the path to a well-lived life. By the end of this video, you will learn how to embody these 12 habits in a way that feels effortless, leaving a lasting impression wherever you go. Each habit will guide you in cultivating a magnetic presence that speaks louder than words. So why should you stay with us until the end? Because these habits are more than mere suggestions. They offer a roadmap for becoming the kind of person who stands out in a world of noise, someone who lives with purpose and integrity. As you watch, reflect on how these practices can be applied to your life. Can you recognize areas where a subtle shift could make a profound difference? How might embracing these habits help you live more authentically and connect with others on a deeper level? Let's dive into the first habit and begin this journey towards silent attraction. 1. The silent language of the body. Our bodies speak volumes before we ever say a word. The way we carry ourselves, our posture, gestures, and even the way we move through a room communicates our inner state to those around us. Are you aware of the messages your body is sending? Does your posture convey confidence and self-respect, or does it reflect uncertainty and hesitation? According to Stoicism, everything we do should align with our inner values. This includes our body language. When we talk about the silent language of the body, it is not merely about adopting confident poses or gestures to appear a certain way. Rather, it is about achieving congruence between our internal state and external expressions. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If your thoughts are centered, calm, and virtuous, your body will naturally reflect these qualities. Posture as a reflection of virtue. Consider the simple act of maintaining good posture. It is more than just standing tall for appearance's sake. When you hold your head high and your shoulders back, you signal to the world and to yourself that you possess self-respect and personal dignity. These are qualities highly esteemed in Stoicism. When you think about it, why would you present yourself any other way? If we are striving to live according to the virtues of wisdom, courage, and temperance, shouldn't our outward demeanor reflect this inner commitment? Reflect on your own posture for a moment. What does it say about your state of mind? Are you slouched as if burdened by the weight of the world? Or do you stand tall as if unshaken by external events? By consciously adopting a stance of dignity, you not only project confidence, but also remind yourself of your intrinsic worth. In a way, you are reinforcing the Stoic practice of focusing on what is within your control, your thoughts, your actions, and yes, your posture. The power of eye contact and facial expressions. Our facial expressions and eye contact can communicate sincerity, warmth, or even indifference. In the Stoic tradition, we are encouraged to be present in every moment and to engage with others genuinely. When you look someone in the eye during a conversation, you convey that they have your full attention, that you are not distracted by thoughts of the past or future. It is an act of mindfulness, a practice of being fully present. The next time you are in a conversation, ask yourself, are you really present? or is your mind elsewhere? Are you engaged in the interaction, or are you simply waiting for your turn to speak? Stoicism teaches us to be deliberate in our actions, and this applies to non-verbal communication. Let your facial expressions align with your true feelings. A genuine smile, a nod of understanding, or a look of concern can all convey your presence and authenticity far more than words ever could. Aligning movement with mindfulness. Have you ever observed someone whose movements seem rushed or anxious? It is as though their inner turmoil is on full display. Now, contrast this with someone whose actions are deliberate and measured. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of being in control of our responses and actions. When you move with intention, you project a calm and composed presence. It shows that you are not hurried by the demands of the moment, but rather grounded and mindful. Ask yourself, are your actions in harmony with your thoughts? Do your movements reflect a composed mind? Stoic practice encourages us to bring our body and mind into alignment. As you go about your daily routine, take a moment to notice how you move. Are you hurried, or do you approach tasks with a sense of calm purpose? By cultivating mindfulness in your movements, you communicate a silent strength that others cannot help but notice. The silent language of the body is not about manipulating our gestures to appear confident or likable. It is about cultivating an internal state that naturally manifests itself through our physical demeanor. As you reflect on your body language, consider how you might bring it into closer alignment with your values. With each step, each gesture, and each expression, ask yourself, am I embodying the virtues I seek to live by? Next, let's explore how your personal style can also be an extension of your character, speaking to the world without a single word. 2. Style with substance. The clothes we wear, the accessories we choose, and even the way we groom ourselves send signals to the world about who we are. But is your style truly a reflection of your inner self, or is it shaped by the expectations and trends of others? Stoicism teaches us to live with intention in all aspects of life, including how we present ourselves to the world. Your personal style should not be about following the latest fashion trends for the sake of fitting in. Instead, it should be a deliberate expression of who you are, resonating with your values and the virtues you aspire to embody. As Epictetus advised, know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. This approach is not about superficial appearance, but about creating harmony between your inner character and outer expression. Dressing with intention. What message do your clothes convey? Are they a true reflection of your personality, or do they merely conform to societal expectations? In Stoicism, intentionality is key. When you choose clothes that feel right to you, that align with your values and lifestyle, you exude a quiet confidence. This is not about being extravagant or flashy, but about radiating a sense of self that is consistent with who you are. Reflect on the items in your wardrobe. How many of them truly represent your values and personal taste? How many were bought because they were in style, or because someone else suggested them? When you dress with intention, you are not trying to impress others, but rather to express your true self. It is about making choices that bring your internal world into alignment with your external appearance. The power of simplicity and authenticity. The Stoics valued simplicity because it frees us from the distractions of excess. When applied to personal style, this means choosing items that are timeless rather than trendy, authentic rather than ostentatious. Consider the difference between wearing an outfit because it genuinely resonates with your sense of self versus wearing something simply because it is fashionable. The former brings a sense of inner peace and congruence. The latter often leaves us feeling disconnected from our true identity. Ask yourself, are you dressing to impress others, or are you dressing to reflect who you truly are? When you focus on substance over style, you cultivate a presence that is magnetic, not because of what you wear, but because of the authenticity it reflects. Style as an extension of virtue. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This principle applies to personal style as well. Your appearance should be an extension of your inner strength and values, not something dictated by the fleeting nature of fashion. By choosing a style that aligns with your virtues, you strengthen the connection between who you are and how you present yourself to the world. Reflect on how your style has evolved over the years. Have these changes been driven by a deeper understanding of yourself, or were they reactions to external pressures? As you refine your style, consider how each choice aligns with your journey toward a virtuous life. Remember, the goal is not to impress, but to express. By dressing with substance, you allow your appearance to speak on your behalf, sending a message of authenticity and intentionality. When your style aligns with your inner character, you naturally stand out in a world obsessed with trends. 3. Being fully present. In today's world, it is all too easy to become distracted. Our attention is constantly pulled in multiple directions, making it difficult to be fully engaged in the present moment. Yet, Stoicism teaches us the importance of focusing on the here and now, appreciating each moment for what it is, and directing our attention to what we can control. Are you truly present when interacting with others, or do your thoughts wander, causing you to miss the depth of the connection in front of you? The Stoic practice of mindfulness. Being fully present is not just a modern concept. It has its roots in the teachings of the ancient Stoics. For them, mindfulness was a practice of directing one's attention to the current moment, avoiding distractions, and being fully engaged in the task at hand. As Marcus Aurelius advised, confine yourself to the present. By focusing on what is right in front of you, you are able to live more authentically and engage more deeply with the world. But ask yourself, how often do you truly confine yourself to the present? Do you find yourself ruminating on past events or worrying about the future? Stoicism encourages us to let go of these distractions, which are beyond our control, and instead direct our energy toward what we can influence, our actions in the present moment. The impact of presence in social interactions. Being present not only benefits your own mental state, but also significantly impacts your social interactions. When you are fully engaged in a conversation, it shows the other person that you value them and the time you are sharing. This creates a sense of connection and trust that cannot be achieved if you are distracted or disengaged. How many times have you spoken with someone who seemed more interested in their phone than in what you were saying? Did you feel truly seen or heard in those moments? Now, think about the times when someone gave you their undivided attention. How did it make you feel? The practice of being present allows you to offer that same gift to others, creating meaningful connections and fostering a sense of mutual respect. This habit is not about performing for others. It is about bringing authenticity and depth to every interaction. Techniques for cultivating mindfulness in everyday life. Cultivating mindfulness requires practice, and Stoicism offers practical techniques to help you stay grounded in the present. One such method is to begin each day with a brief period of reflection, as suggested by Seneca. Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. By setting an intention to approach each day with mindfulness, you prepare yourself to be present in each moment. Another Stoic practice involves regular self-examination. At the end of each day, ask yourself, did I live according to my values today? Was I present in my interactions? What could I have done differently? This daily practice of reflection can help you become more aware of when your mind starts to drift and enable you to gently guide it back to the present moment. Consider incorporating small mindfulness practices into your routine. For instance, take a few deep breaths before starting a conversation to center yourself. Use simple tasks, like washing the dishes or taking a walk, as opportunities to practice being fully engaged in the activity. Notice the sensations, the details, and your thoughts without judgment. By building these habits, you train your mind to stay present more naturally. Being fully present is a powerful form of silent attraction. It demonstrates that you are engaged with life and the people around you, creating an aura of attentiveness and calm. Next, let us delve into how cultivating a touch of mystery can further enhance your magnetic presence. 4. A touch of mystery. In a world that encourages oversharing and the constant display of one's life on social media, cultivating a touch of mystery can be a refreshing change. This habit is not about being secretive or aloof, but rather about choosing what to share and when to share it. It involves allowing your depth and complexity to unfold naturally over time, inviting others to engage with you more deeply rather than giving everything away up front. Are you allowing people to discover the layers of your character, or are you quick to reveal everything about yourself? The Stoic perspective on restraint. The Stoic philosophy values restraint as a virtue. It teaches that we should not be quick to speak or act, but instead take time to reflect on our intentions and the impact of our words and actions. As Seneca noted, it is quality rather than quantity that matters. In the context of mystery, this means valuing the depth and substance of what you share, rather than seeking validation through constant disclosure. Reflect on your conversations and interactions. Are you often the first to share personal details, or do you allow the dialogue to develop naturally, giving others the space to ask questions and seek to know you better? When you practice restraint in sharing, you invite curiosity and interest. Others will be drawn to you because there is a sense of depth and complexity that is revealed gradually. The art of selective sharing. Being selectively open does not mean withholding important information or constructing a facade. Rather, it involves being intentional about what you share and how much you reveal in different situations. Think about it. If you were to tell a story, would you give away the ending in the first few sentences, or would you allow the narrative to unfold, drawing the listener in with each new revelation? Similarly, consider the impact of allowing people to gradually discover your values, interests, and experiences. It creates a sense of anticipation and engagement, encouraging deeper connections as others become invested in learning more about you. Ask yourself, do you share for the sake of filling silence, or do you share with the purpose of enriching the conversation? Practicing selective sharing can help you stay true to yourself while still inviting others to connect with you. The balance between openness and mystery. It is important to find a balance between being open and maintaining a touch of mystery. Stoicism encourages self-awareness and self-control, which are essential in knowing when to reveal something and when to hold back. Reflect on your motivations for sharing personal information. Are you seeking approval, or are you genuinely contributing to the conversation? When you speak, does it come from a place of authenticity, or is it driven by the desire to impress? By being mindful of what you share, you demonstrate that you value the quality of your interactions over the quantity of information exchanged. This approach not only enhances your personal appeal, but also fosters meaningful connections based on mutual respect and genuine curiosity. Cultivating a touch of mystery adds depth to your character and invites others to explore who you are at their own pace. Let's move on to the next habit, which will guide us in developing cultural wisdom. 5. Cultivating cultural wisdom. In today's interconnected world, having a deep understanding and appreciation for different cultures is an invaluable trait. It allows us to bridge gaps, foster empathy, and engage with people from diverse backgrounds. Stoicism teaches us to look beyond our immediate experiences and seek wisdom from all sources, including the world's myriad cultures. Do you make an effort to understand perspectives different from your own? How often do you engage with traditions, histories, and ways of life outside your own cultural bubble? The Stoic value of learning from others. The Stoics believed in the importance of continuous learning and self-improvement. They understood that wisdom could be gained not only through personal reflection, but also through understanding the experiences of others. As Marcus Aurelius remarked, "The universe is change, our life is what our thoughts make it." By exposing yourself to different cultural perspectives, you expand your understanding of the world and gain insights that shape your own growth. Have you ever considered how different cultural practices can enrich your life? When you engage with cultural wisdom, you are not just learning about customs or traditions, you are also learning about the values and philosophies that underlie them. This broader perspective helps you approach life with greater empathy and awareness, qualities that naturally attract others. Practical ways to cultivate cultural wisdom. Cultivating cultural wisdom does not require extensive travel or formal study. It begins with a mindset of curiosity and openness. Start by seeking out literature, films, music, and art from different cultures. When was the last time you read a book by an author from a different cultural background or watched a film that provided a window into another way of life? Such experiences can challenge your assumptions, broaden your perspectives, and foster a deeper understanding of the human condition. Another approach is to engage in conversations with people from different cultural backgrounds. Ask questions about their experiences, traditions, and viewpoints. When you do, listen not just to respond, but to truly understand. This practice aligns with the Stoic principle of using every opportunity to learn. As Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Are you willing to ask questions even if it means revealing your own ignorance? Embrace the humility that comes with learning from others, applying cultural wisdom to everyday life. Cultural wisdom is not just about accumulating knowledge. It is about applying that knowledge to everyday interactions. When you understand the nuances of different cultures, you can navigate social situations with greater sensitivity and grace. This ability to adapt and connect with diverse groups of people makes you more approachable and relatable. How often do you find yourself in situations where cultural misunderstandings could have been avoided with a little more awareness? The Stoic ideal of cosmopolitanism, or being a citizen of the world, encourages us to see ourselves as part of a larger human community. It reminds us that we share more similarities than differences. When you approach others with an open mind and a willingness to learn, you not only enrich your own life, but also contribute to a more connected and compassionate world. 6. Leading with compassion. Compassion is often seen as an act of kindness, a form of empathy that goes beyond mere sympathy to include a genuine concern for the well-being of others. In the context of Stoicism, compassion is not just about feeling sorry for someone. It is about understanding their experiences, struggles, and joys, and connecting with them on a deeper level. The Stoics believed in the interconnectedness of all humanity, urging us to recognize that, as Marcus Aurelius said, we are all fellow citizens of one world. Are you practicing compassion as a way of life, or is it something that only appears in moments of convenience? Compassion as a Stoic virtue. For the Stoics, living virtuously was the highest aim. This meant embodying qualities such as wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Compassion naturally aligns with these virtues, particularly justice, as it involves recognizing the dignity of others and treating them with the respect they deserve. Stoicism teaches that we should strive to help others whenever we can, because our fates are intertwined. We all share in the trials and tribulations of life, and by showing compassion, we can alleviate the burdens that others carry. Reflect on your recent interactions. Have you taken the time to understand the perspectives of others, or have you been quick to judge? Practicing compassion means stepping outside of yourself and extending concern to those around you. It is not about pitying others, but about offering support in a way that empowers them and acknowledges their humanity. Practical ways to lead with compassion. Cultivating compassion in everyday life starts with listening. How often do you listen without interrupting or preparing your response? True listening is an act of compassion in itself because it shows that you value the other person's experiences and perspectives. When you engage in conversations, try to be fully present, as discussed earlier, and focus on understanding rather than just responding. This simple practice can create a powerful connection and demonstrate your willingness to share in the other person's journey. Another way to practice compassion is through small acts of kindness. The Stoics emphasized the importance of action in the pursuit of virtue. As Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." In mastering yourself, you can choose to act compassionately, even in situations where it might be difficult or inconvenient. This could be as simple as offering a kind word to someone who seems troubled, lending a helping hand, or even performing acts of service without expecting anything in return. Moreover, compassion requires that we confront our own discomfort. When we encounter someone in pain or distress, the easy response might be to look away or offer a quick, superficial solution. But Stoicism challenges us to sit with that discomfort, to feel the suffering of others as if it were our own, and to act from that place of empathy. This does not mean being overwhelmed by the suffering of the world, but recognizing that our shared humanity obliges us to extend a helping hand whenever we are able. The Stoic approach to self-compassion. Compassion is not solely directed outward. It also involves how we treat ourselves. The Stoics taught that self-compassion is crucial for personal growth and resilience. Are you forgiving yourself when you fall short? Or do you dwell on your mistakes and shortcomings? While Stoicism encourages us to hold ourselves to high standards, it also recognizes that we are human and will inevitably make mistakes. Seneca advised, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Therefore, self-compassion is essential for learning from our experiences without harsh self-criticism. Self-compassion involves giving yourself the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend. When you make a mistake, reflect on it with the intention of learning rather than condemning yourself. This practice allows you to move forward with a renewed sense of purpose and commitment to living according to your values. Leading with compassion not only draws others to you, but also fosters deeper, more meaningful relationships. It is a habit that reflects the core Stoic values of empathy, justice, and community. Next, let us explore how laughter can serve as a powerful tool for resilience and connection. 7. Embracing the power of laughter. Laughter is often associated with joy and lightheartedness, but for the Stoics, it also had a deeper significance. Although Stoicism is frequently characterized as a serious philosophy, it does not exclude the possibility of finding humor in the absurdity of life. In fact, the ability to laugh, even in the face of adversity, is a sign of resilience and strength. As Seneca said, "It is more fitting for a man to laugh at life than to lament over it." Are you able to find humor in life's challenges, or do you tend to view them as purely negative experiences? The role of laughter in Stoic philosophy. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control what happens to us, but we can control our responses. Laughter is one of the ways we can choose to respond to life's unpredictable nature. It is an expression of the Stoic principle of acceptance, a way to acknowledge the difficulties we face without allowing them to consume us. When we laugh at a challenging situation, we are not dismissing its seriousness, but we are refusing to let it dictate our emotional state. Consider how you react to minor inconveniences or setbacks. Do you let them ruin your day, or can you laugh them off and keep moving forward? The Stoic approach would encourage the latter. It is a way of reminding yourself that while not everything is within your control, your attitude always is. By embracing laughter, you reinforce your ability to face life's uncertainties with a lighter heart. Finding humor in everyday situations. Incorporating laughter into your daily life does not mean forcing yourself to be cheerful at all times. It is about cultivating a mindset that is open to finding joy in ordinary moments and recognizing the absurdity in situations that might otherwise cause frustration. How often do you catch yourself taking small problems too seriously? Next time you find yourself in a stressful situation, try to step back and see if there is a humorous side to it. This shift in perspective can help diffuse tension and make the situation more manageable. The Stoics would also suggest finding joy in the simple, everyday pleasures. Laughter with friends, light-hearted conversations, and shared jokes all contribute to a fulfilling life. These moments do not negate the more serious aspects of existence. Instead, they balance them. As Epictetus wisely stated, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." Find opportunities to celebrate the humor in your daily experiences and let it become a source of strength. Laughter as a form of social connection. Laughter is a powerful connector. When people share a moment of genuine humor, it breaks down barriers and creates a sense of unity. This is because laughter is a universal language. It resonates with our shared humanity and brings us closer together. Have you ever noticed how a shared laugh can transform the mood in a room or diffuse a potentially tense situation? In social interactions, laughter signals openness and approachability. It invites others to relax and engage with you on a more personal level. When you allow yourself to laugh, even at your own expense, you demonstrate humility and resilience. This openness can be magnetic, drawing others to you because of the warmth and authenticity it conveys. Reflect on your social interactions. Do you make space for humor, or do you keep conversations strictly serious? Embracing laughter can add depth to your relationships and make you more relatable to those around you. The power of laughter extends beyond momentary joy. It is a reflection of resilience and a tool for connecting with others. Now, let's discuss how prioritizing self-care is essential for living in accordance with Stoic principles. 8. Prioritizing self-care. In a world that often glorifies busyness and productivity, taking time for self-care can feel like an indulgence. However, Stoicism teaches that caring for oneself is not a selfish act. It is a necessary practice for living a life of virtue. The Stoics believed that to contribute effectively to society and fulfill our duties, we must first ensure that we are in good physical, mental, and emotional health. Are you giving yourself the attention and care you need to thrive, or do you neglect your well-being in the pursuit of other goals? Self-care as a form of respect. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of respecting oneself as much as others. This respect includes recognizing the need for rest, nourishment, and personal growth. As Epictetus taught, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. To become the best version of yourself, you must prioritize practices that sustain your well-being. Self-care is not about indulging in luxury or avoiding responsibility. It is about creating the foundation upon which you can build a meaningful and virtuous life. Reflect on your daily routine. Do you make time for activities that rejuvenate your mind and body? Or is your schedule filled with obligations that leave little room for self-reflection? Practicing self-care requires setting boundaries and being intentional about how you spend your time. This might mean saying no to demands that stretch you too thin, or setting aside moments for meditation, exercise, or hobbies that bring you joy. The holistic approach to self-care in Stoicism. Self-care in the Stoic sense is a holistic practice that encompasses physical, mental, and emotional health. It involves recognizing that all these aspects are interconnected and that neglecting one can affect the others. How well are you caring for your body? Are you mindful of what you eat, how much you sleep, and how often you move? The body is a vessel for the mind, and taking care of it is an expression of gratitude for the life you have been given. Similarly, mental and emotional self-care are crucial for living according to Stoic values. Do you regularly set aside time for introspection and mindfulness? Do you engage in practices that calm your mind and allow you to gain perspective on your life? The Stoics advised us to reflect daily, to examine our actions, and to contemplate how we can improve. This practice of self-examination is a form of mental hygiene that keeps us grounded and focused on our personal growth. Setting boundaries and saying no with grace. An essential aspect of self-care is learning to set boundaries. In our desire to please others or meet societal expectations, we often take on more than we can handle. However, Stoicism teaches that we should not sacrifice our well-being for the sake of external approval. As Seneca wrote, "He who is everywhere is nowhere." When we spread ourselves too thin, we fail to give our best effort in any area. Are you comfortable saying no when necessary? Or do you find yourself overwhelmed by commitments? Setting boundaries is not about avoiding responsibility, but about recognizing your limits and focusing on what truly matters. When you say no to certain demands, you create space for the practices that restore you and allow you to engage more fully in your duties. 9. The heartbeat of compassion. Compassion is a quality that resonates deeply with human nature. It's the heartbeat that connects us to one another, transcending cultural and social boundaries. The Stoics saw compassion not as a mere emotional response, but as a deliberate practice of recognizing the shared humanity in everyone. They believed that understanding the experiences of others is not only an act of kindness, but also a moral duty. When was the last time you made a conscious effort to be compassionate towards someone else? Are you allowing yourself to be moved by the suffering and joys of others, or have you become too focused on your own life? Compassion in Stoic philosophy. The Stoics emphasized that every human being is interconnected. Marcus Aurelius frequently reflected on our shared nature, writing, "We are made for cooperation, like feet, like hands, like eyelids, like the rows of the upper and lower teeth." For the Stoic, compassion is a natural expression of this interconnectedness. When we practice compassion, we are acknowledging the common bond that links us to others. It is not about feeling pity. Rather, it's about understanding another person's situation and being moved to help in whatever way we can. Have you considered how your actions might be a source of relief or encouragement to someone else? The Stoic approach to compassion involves more than just empathizing with another's pain. It calls for taking meaningful action to alleviate that pain when it is within your power to do so. This action aligns with the Stoic virtues of justice and wisdom, as it is a way of treating others as you would want to be treated in their place. Practical acts of compassion. Compassion need not be a grand gesture. It can be expressed in simple everyday actions. It can be as small as offering a kind word to someone who seems down or taking the time to listen to a friend without interrupting. Sometimes, compassion is simply about being present and sharing in the experience of another person. Are you making time to connect with those around you, even in small ways? Consider how different your day would be if you took just a few minutes to genuinely check in with someone and offer your support. Stoicism teaches us that the way we live our daily lives reflects our character. Small acts of compassion accumulate and build a life characterized by kindness and moral integrity. Think about the last time someone showed you a small act of kindness. How did it affect your day? Chances are, it made you feel valued and seen. You have the power to create that same impact for others through your actions. The courage to be compassionate. Compassion also requires courage. It asks us to be vulnerable and to open ourselves to the experiences of others. This might seem counterintuitive for a philosophy often associated with self-control and emotional restraint, but the Stoics believed that true strength comes from the ability to face life's difficulties, including the suffering of others, with an open heart. As Epictetus taught, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In the same way, when we choose to respond to the suffering of others with compassion, we demonstrate inner strength and resilience. Reflect on a time when you encountered someone in need. Did you hesitate to help because you were afraid it would be too emotionally draining? Or did you step forward with the intention to support them? Stoicism encourages us to confront our discomfort and move beyond it, using compassion as a tool for both self-improvement and helping others. The act of reaching out, even when it is difficult, builds character and strengthens the bonds between people. The practice of compassion is a powerful way to connect with others and embody the Stoic values of justice and empathy. Let us now move on to discuss how cultivating an alluring sense of independence can further enhance your silent magnetism. 10. The Allure of Independence. Independence is a quality that naturally draws people in. It reflects strength, confidence, and a deep sense of self-reliance. But true independence, according to Stoicism, is not merely about being alone or doing things on your own. It is about mastering your inner world so that your happiness and peace of mind do not rely on external circumstances. This form of independence is rooted in a profound understanding of yourself and a commitment to living according to your principles. Are you cultivating this kind of independence in your life? Or do you find yourself overly concerned with the opinions and expectations of others? The Stoic foundation of inner independence. The Stoics taught that genuine freedom comes from within. It is the freedom to choose how to respond to the events that unfold in your life. As Epictetus remarked, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This statement is at the core of Stoic independence. By recognizing that you have control over your mind and your responses, you can cultivate a sense of inner independence that is unaffected by the chaos of the external world. Reflect on the times you have felt most free in your life. Was it because you were physically or financially independent? Or was it because you were mentally and emotionally strong enough to face any situation with equanimity? The Stoic approach to independence involves detaching from the need for external validation and learning to rely on your inner strength. When you cultivate this mindset, you are not swayed by the opinions of others or the unpredictable nature of life. Making decisions based on your values. A person who is truly independent makes decisions that are aligned with their values, not based on the expectations or pressures from society. Think about your recent decisions. Were they made to satisfy your own sense of what is right, or were they influenced by the desire to conform or please others? Stoicism teaches that our actions should be guided by virtue, not by the pursuit of approval. When you live in accordance with your values, you cultivate a sense of authenticity and independence that is quietly magnetic. Ask yourself, are there areas in your life where you are sacrificing your own values for the sake of fitting in or avoiding conflict? How can you begin to realign your actions with your principles? The path to independence often involves difficult choices and the courage to stand alone. But it also leads to a life of greater fulfillment and personal integrity. The balance between independence and connection. While independence is a valuable quality, Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of community and social bonds. Being independent does not mean isolating yourself from others. It means maintaining your sense of self even within relationships. The Stoics believed that we should engage with the world while retaining our inner autonomy. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears." In other words, do not allow the actions of others to disturb your peace of mind. Consider how you navigate your relationships. Do you maintain your own identity and values, or do you find yourself compromising too much to please others? The Stoic ideal is to find a balance where you can be connected to others without losing yourself. This approach not only strengthens your relationships, but also makes you more attractive because it reflects a quiet confidence and self-assuredness. The allure of independence lies in your ability to stay true to yourself while engaging meaningfully with others. Now let's move on to discuss the subtle power of choosing a signature scent as an extension of your identity. 11. The subtle scent of sophistication. The sense of smell is one of the most powerful senses, capable of evoking memories and influencing perceptions. A carefully chosen fragrance can leave a lasting impression, becoming a subtle but profound extension of your identity. The Stoics, while not necessarily focused on the use of perfume, valued the idea of intentionality in every aspect of life, including how we present ourselves. Have you considered how the scent you choose reflects who you are, or is it just an afterthought? Stoicism and the intention. Behind every choice for the Stoics, living with intention meant making deliberate choices in all aspects of life. This includes the seemingly minor decision of choosing a fragrance. Seneca said, "Time discovers truth." In the context of personal presentation, this means that what you choose to reveal to the world, including your scent, should be a true reflection of who you are. A signature scent is not about following trends or buying the most expensive brand. It is about selecting a fragrance that aligns with your character and resonates with your inner values. Ask yourself, what kind of message does your fragrance send? Does it align with how you see yourself and the impression you want to leave? Think of your scent as an unspoken form of communication, a way of expressing your personality in a manner that transcends words. The psychology of fragrance. Scents have a powerful effect on emotions and memories. A particular fragrance can evoke feelings of warmth, calm, or even excitement. In choosing a signature scent, you are not just selecting a pleasant smell, you are crafting an experience for yourself and others. Reflect on the times you have been moved by a particular scent. What emotions did it stir within you? This awareness can help guide you toward a fragrance that represents your essence. The Stoic principle of moderation also applies here. The goal is not to overwhelm others with an intense fragrance, but to leave a subtle impression that invites people closer. Consider how a delicate balance can create an aura of sophistication, drawing others in with a hint of intrigue. Aligning your scent with your identity. When choosing a fragrance, think about how it complements your personality, lifestyle, and the message you want to convey. Do you prefer fresh, clean scents that signal reliability and calmness? Or are you drawn to deeper, woody notes that reflect strength and confidence? Your choice of fragrance should be as intentional as any other aspect of your appearance. It is an opportunity to express your values in a sensory way, subtly enhancing the way you are perceived. Are you paying attention to the impact your fragrance has on those around you? Take note of how people respond to your scent. This feedback can provide insight into whether your chosen fragrance aligns with the impression you aim to project. A signature scent is a subtle yet powerful form of self-expression. It adds another layer to your presence, speaking to the world without words. Lastly, let's delve into how practicing manners that mesmerize can significantly enhance your silent appeal. 12. Manners that mesmerize. In a world where etiquette is often overlooked, practicing good manners can set you apart and leave a lasting impression. But for the Stoics, manners were not merely about following social protocols. They were about embodying respect, kindness, and mindfulness in all interactions. Good manners reflect the virtues of justice, empathy, and self-control, which are fundamental to Stoicism. When was the last time you considered the impact of your manners on others? Do you see them as a formality or as an expression of your character? Manners as a reflection of Stoic virtue. The Stoics believed in living a life that is in accordance with nature and reason. This included treating others with respect and fairness. Manners, in this context, are not just about being polite. They are about demonstrating an awareness of the social contract we share with others. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Good manners are a way of living out this advice. They show that we are considerate of others and mindful of our actions. Reflect on how you interact with people on a daily basis. Are you mindful of your tone, gestures, and responses? Even small acts of courtesy, such as saying please and thank you, holding the door open, or allowing someone to speak without interruption, can communicate respect and create a positive impression. The importance of being present in social interactions. One of the most powerful aspects of good manners is the ability to be fully present when interacting with others. This aligns with the Stoic practice of mindfulness, where attention is given to the moment at hand. Are you truly present during your conversations, or are you distracted by your phone or other thoughts? The way you engage with someone can leave a lasting impact, either making them feel valued or disregarded. Practice listening attentively and responding thoughtfully. When you show genuine interest in what others are saying, you foster deeper connections and demonstrate that you respect their time and thoughts. This is not just about social etiquette. It is about living virtuously in the way you treat others. The subtle art of grace in everyday situations manners also involve navigating complex social situations with grace and composure. This could be as simple as knowing how to diffuse a tense conversation or offering a sincere apology when you are in the wrong. Are you able to handle social interactions in a way that reflects inner calm and self-control, or do you let emotions get the best of you? Stoicism teaches us to remain steady and measured in our responses, using every situation as an opportunity to practice virtue. Consider how different social settings might require different expressions of good manners. While a formal dinner might call for specific etiquette, everyday kindness and respect should be consistent across all interactions. The goal is not to adhere to rigid social rules, but to cultivate an attitude of goodwill toward others. Manners that mesmerize are not just about politeness. They are about embodying Stoic values in everyday life. They reflect a commitment to treating others with the dignity and respect they deserve. By practicing these habits, you can enhance your silent attraction and live in accordance with Stoic principles. We have explored 12 habits that can make you silently attractive, each rooted in the wisdom of Stoicism. These practices are not quick fixes, but lifelong habits that cultivate a presence that speaks louder than words. Living according to Stoic principles helps you develop an inner strength that naturally draws others toward you. Now, I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Which habit resonates with you the most? How do you plan to incorporate these principles into your daily life? Your reflections can inspire others in our community to embark on their own journeys of growth. If you found value in this exploration, please like, share, and subscribe to continue learning about Stoicism and personal growth. Your support helps us reach more people who are seeking to live a life of virtue and purpose. Thank you for joining us on this journey. May the wisdom of Stoicism guide you toward a life of silent attraction, authentic connections, and inner tranquility.